Are you trying to own the whole market or just own more of your customer's wallet? Most auto parts businesses obsess over chasing new customers. They keep throwing more money at ads like that's the only growth lever. But here's the truth. Acquisition costs are climbing. Google Ads CPCs are up 30 to 40% for some retailers I talked to. A few even told me straight up, we are losing our shirts. And why? Because their retention game was weak. When acquisition costs spike, cracks start to show. So instead of asking, how do we spend more to get more? The smarter question is, how do we get more people who already bought from us to come back again and again? And that's not just margin, that's survival. And in auto parts, it's actually built into the business model. Think of buying replacement parts, seasonal gear, upgrades, enthusiasts tinkering every weekend. And lifetime value isn't theory here. It's the lifeblood of your store. By the way, this video is part 5 of our How to Sell More Auto Parts Online series. We've already covered Google, Bing, Meta, SEO, and marketplaces. And now we're tackling email and SMS. And this one is big because owned channels aren't just another tactic, they are insurance policy that keeps your business alive when ads get expensive. So if you have missed the other 4 parts, I'll link the playlist in the description, but stick with me here because this is where the hidden profits live. Here's what we're diving into today. Why lifetime value is the only metric that matters long-term. The core retention framework that ties email and SMS together. The campaigns that boost repeat purchase rate. And real case studies like Find It Parts driving 61% click-through rate and a 33% conversion rate on SMS. And yes, I'll share some personal stories too. So I'll keep it simple. I'm not going to bury you with jargon. If a 60-year-old mechanic can explain which parts my wife's SUV needs and when, like filters, pads, and battery, I can explain retention marketing in plain English. Quick pause before we jump in. If you have ever felt stuck trying to figure out retention marketing, drop your questions in the comments. I'll feature the best ones in the upcoming video. Let's start with the obvious but ignored truth. If you only profit on the first sale, you're burning budget, period. Google's average cost per click for auto parts keeps climbing. Some categories are already at 50 cents to $3 a click. And when CPCs rise 30 to 40%, like I've seen lately, the acquisition costs, or CAC, shoot through the roof. If your retention is weak, you'll feel it in your wallet pretty fast. I had retailers call me and say, Tom, we're losing our shirts on ads. We used to profit on the first purchase. Now we can't. And that's the wake-up call. Acquisitions can't carry the whole business. Retention is what makes the numbers work when paid ads get expensive. Here's the math. Acquiring a new customer is 5 to 7 times more expensive than keeping the one you already have. Repeat customers don't just buy again, they spend 67% more per order by year 2 and 3 than they did the first time. And brands that focus on retention see more stable margins because marketing costs drop with every repeat order. That's why lifetime value isn't just a nice to have metric, it's survival. Take a $2 million a year auto parts store. If only 20% of your customers ever come back, you are capped. But bump that up to just 35% with simple retention tactics and you have unlocked an extra $500K plus in revenue without spending another dollar on ads. And that's the money most brands never see. And it's sitting in plain sight. Think about it like running a simple online parts store. One-time order for brake pads is fine, but real money comes in when the same customer comes back for rotors, filters, and eventually a performance upgrade. Same car, same customer, bigger basket size over time. That's lifetime value in plain English. And here's another twist. Retention isn't just about sales today. It's about the value your whole company tomorrow. I talk to investors all the time and they don't care if you had one good month on Google Ads. They care about predictability. Businesses with high repeat purchase rates are worth a lot more because the revenue's steady, not risky. That's why retention multiplies your valuation. So when you hear me say lifetime value is survival, that's not hype. That's the difference between being a brand that struggles every time ads costs go up and being a brand that thrives because your customers keep coming back. Now, let's talk about the core framework and how email and SMS actually work together to turn one-time buyers into repeat customers. All right, so we have hammered home why lifetime value matters. So let's talk about how you actually drive it. And here's the simple truth. Retention is a system, not a single email blast. You need a framework. And in auto parts, that framework has two main gears. There's email and SMS. They're different tools in the same toolbox, like a wrench and an impact gun. Use them together, not in silos. So email is your long-form channel. It's where you can tell stories, share install guides, send seasonal promotions, and keep your brand top of mind. Think of it as a digital parts catalog with notes and how-to. They're packed with detail, fitment info, and value. And here's the kicker. Post-purchase emails get 50% plus open rates, sometimes even higher. Compare that to your generic promo blast at 15 to 20%. That's like the difference between a customer clicking add to cart again versus bouncing straight back to Google. SMS, on the other hand, is short and urgent. It's not for long manuals. It's the pit crew radio. You use it only when timing matters. Abandoned cart reminders within 20 minutes, back in stock alerts, order tracking updates that build trust, flash sales that expire in hours, not days. And this isn't theory. Look at Find It Parts. They started sending behavioral-based texts for abandoned carts and welcome flows. Their average CTR on welcome text, 61%. Conversion rates for reminder text, nearly 33%. That's insane compared to any ad platform you're paying for. The magic happens when email and SMS work together. Too many brands keep them separate, like trying to run two e-commerce sites with two different inventories. Sure, you'll sell, but it's a mess. Together is where the efficiency and profit happens. Instead, think of it like touch points in the customer's journey. The email sets the stage with value, then SMS gives the nudge at the right time, and together they reinforce each other without being spammy. Now, don't overdo it. Bombarding your customers every day like an online store spamming you with 5 times a day with the same coupon code, that's annoying, right? But retention marketing is about being useful, not desperate. Quick pause here. What's working for you in retention marketing? Drop your best tactics in the comments. I'll pick the best ones and feature them in the future video. And let's make it practical. All right, now that you know the framework, email for depth, SMS for immediacy, both working in sync, now let's dive into specific campaigns that actually move the needle on lifetime value. And trust me, these are campaigns that most brands are either underusing or using completely wrong. Here's where most brands screw up. Treat email like a megaphone. 20% off everything. Blast it to the whole list. That's lazy marketing, and that's why customers tune out. Instead, you need campaigns that actually add value and get people buying again and again. Let's go through the heavy hitter. Number 1. Post-purchase follow-ups. Your customer just bought from you. That's the moment of highest trust. Don't waste it. Send install guides, fitment notes, maybe a short video showing how the part works on their exact vehicle. Then recommend related products that fit the same make and model. I once bought brake pads online and I only got a tracking number. Compare that to when another retailer emailed me install tips and a link to rotors that fit my exact car. Guess who got the sale next? Stat check. Post-purchase emails get 50+% open rates, double the average promo. So if you're not using this moment, you are leaving money on the table. Number 2, maintenance reminders. This is where you act like my car mechanic. Every time I roll in, I have no clue when I last changed my filters or oil and what I need to change next. So he checks his system and tells me what's due. That's retention in action. In e-commerce, you can do the same thing. Use fitment data and product lifespan to trigger reminders. Wipers every 6 to 12 months. Oil filters every 5 to 7,000 miles. Brake pads every 25 to 50,000 miles. Customers don't see that as salesy. They see it as helpful. Number 3, seasonal promotions. Auto parts are seasonal whether you like it or not. Snow tires in the winter, performance upgrades in the summer, even batteries die faster when the temps swing. Schedule emails around those cycles. Don't just run discounts on random holidays. Mother's Day mufflers? Please Stay relevant. Number 4, VIP and loyalty invite. Every store has big spenders, the folks who come back again and again. Create a VIP list with early access, exclusive promos, and even branded swag. Revzilla built a loyalty program with tiered perks for riders. That community drives insane repeat revenue because they feel like insiders, not just customers. Number 5, personalized recommendations using fitment data. This one is a game changer. Amazon doesn't know your car. You do. Use fitment data to send hyper-relevant emails. Your 2017 F-150 is due for new brake pad. Here's the exact fit. Real Truck did this. They send personalized pre-purchase emails with product recommendations and related blog posts. Result, a 4.71% lift in CTR and a bump in conversions. That's personalization paying real dividends. Now imagine that impact at scale. If you're running a $2 million a year store, a lift like that can easily mean hundreds of thousands of dollars covered revenue. That's exactly how brands end up unlocking $500K most stores leave on the table. Notice what's not on the list? A random Happy Arbor Day sales. Nobody's buying stocks because there's a tree holiday. Keep it useful and keep it relevant. All right, so those are email campaigns that actually move the needle. So you have post-purchase, reminders, seasonal, VIP, and personalized recommendations. But email alone won't cut it. When you combine all of these with SMS, the urgency channel, you start turning one-time buyers into repeat loyalists. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. Most people hear SMS marketing and think spam. You know, those sketchy texts at 2 a.m. telling you to buy sunglasses from a brand you have never heard of. That's not what we're talking about here. SMS is the highest converting channel in your toolbox. Think of it as the pit crew radio. Short, urgent, and only when timing matters. Number 1, order updates and shipping confirmation. So let's start with the basics. Customers know where their stuff is. Send them order updates and shipping confirmations by text. It builds trust and cuts down the dreaded, "Where's my order?" emails. And you can sneak in related recommendations, such as your rotors are on the way, but don't forget your brake fluid. Helpful, not pushy. Number 2, back in stock alerts. Parts go out of stock all the time. If you text your customers the second their part is back, you've got them before they even check Amazon. That's like your favorite online retailer emailing, "The rear part for your 97 Silverado is back. Grab it before it sells out again." You're not saying no to that. Number 3, flash sales and limited time offers. This is where SMS shines. Emails sit in inboxes. Text buzz in your pocket. They're perfect for urgent promo, Black Friday, 24-hour sale, or moving old inventory. Pro tip, don't overuse it. Flash sales should feel like nitros in a race. Short bursts, not your main fuel. Number 4, behavior-based trigger. Here's the real moneymaker. Behavior-based text. Cart abandoned? Text them within 20 minutes. Browsed category 3 times but didn't buy? Send them a nudge. Here's a case study. Find It Parts started sending behavioral-based texts, welcome flows, abandoned cart reminders, and weekly campaigns. And their results? A 61% CTR on welcome text, nearly 33% conversion rate on reminder text within 20 minutes of abandonment. That's an overall 54x ROI on SMS. That's not hype, that's proof. Don't get carried away. SMS isn't your chance to become that annoying ex. Stop texting. 1 or 2 well-timed messages per week? Yeah, powerful. 5 texts a day. You're getting blocked faster than a Civic on a drag strip. So SMS isn't spam. It's a trust builder, urgency driver, and a conversion machine only if you use it right. Here's the kicker. SMS is really powerful when you combine it with smart segmentation. Because the last thing you want to do is send the same message to a bargain hunter and a VIP customer. That's what we're covering next. Segmentation for maximum impact. Here is the brutal truth. If you're blasting the same email or SMS to your entire list, you're leaving money on the table. Segmentation isn't some fancy buzzword, it's a precision wrenching. The difference between using a torque wrench and a swinging sledgehammer. Number 1, first-time buyers versus repeat customers. First-time buyers need reassurance. They need reviews, fitment confirmations, maybe a discount on their next order. Repeat customers, they don't need to be convinced you're legit. They need cross-sells, upgrades, and loyalty perks. You wouldn't talk to someone buying their very first set of brake pads the same way you talk to an enthusiast who's already built out a full exhaust system. Same thing with your customer. Number 2, by vehicle type or part category. A Civic owner and an F-150 owner don't shop the same way. Neither do a performance tuner and a fleet manager. Segmenting by vehicle type or category lets you speak their language. It's like a parts counter guy knowing instantly, all right, this customer is here for reliability, and this one is here for horsepower. So you don't pitch a tractor belt to the guy chasing turbo kit. Number 3, high spenders versus bargain hunters. Some customers will pay top dollar for premium part. Others, they are coupon clippers. Treat them differently. VIP customers should get early access, exclusive bundles, even branded swag. Bargain hunters, they respond better to clear deals. Segmentation makes sure you're not wasting premium offers on people who only buy during clearance sales. Number 4, win-back campaigns for lapsed customers. Every customer who hasn't bought in 6 months is like a project car collecting dust in their garage. Send a win-back sequence. Hey, we miss you. Here's 15% off of your next upgrade. It's like pulling the cover of that dusty Camaro in your driveway. Parts Avatar nailed this by using Klaviyo's AI to segment B2B and B2C buyers. Why does it matter? Because fleet managers don't shop like do-it-yourself hobbyists. By tailoring messages to each group, they tuned generic blasts into profit machine. That's segmentation done right. And look, segmentation isn't rocket science. It's common sense. So stop sending, "Hey everyone, 20% off!" emails. That's like putting up a billboard in the middle of nowhere and hoping the right driver sees it. Precision beats spray and pray tactic every time. So if this feels overwhelming, don't worry. That's where SCUBE specializes. We work with auto parts e-commerce brands every day to squeeze more profit out of Google Ads. Okay, discovery call, and let's uncover the revenue sitting in your account that you haven't tapped yet. Now, segmentation sets the stage, but the real horsepower comes when you combine with automation. Those pre-built workflows that run in the background, turning browsers into buyers, one-timers into repeat customers. Let's break down the automations that drive serious revenue. Automation sounds fancy, but let me break it down. It's just the preset messages that fire off at the right time without you lifting a wrench. Think of them like alerts on your car's dash. The low fuel light comes on when you're running out. The battery warning pops when it's weak. So you don't have to check every system yourself. That's automation doing the heavy lifting. Let's start with number 1, welcome series. When someone first joins your list, don't just toss them a 10% coupon and call it a day. A good welcome series warms them up, tells your brand story, and points them towards bestsellers. Done right, it turns browsers into buyers. It's like walking into an online store and being guided straight to the right parts instead of digging through endless menus. Number 2, post-purchase automations. Post-purchase flows are where the magic happens. Now, you already know they trust you. They just bought. Now you send them install tips, fitment reminders, and product add-ons. This is your chance to act like a smart retailer who said, hey, your new rotors are great, but don't forget the matching pads and fluid. It's helpful, relevant, profitable. Number 3, birthday and anniversary campaign. Little touches make a big difference. Send a birthday text or an anniversary email for their first purchase. No, they don't need a cake emoji, but a small discount or thanks for being us for this year goes a long, long way. It's like your favorite online parts store dropping you an email. That exhaust tip that you've been eyeing is now 10% off just for you. Of course, you would smile and probably buy. Number 4, lapsed customer winbacks. Not every customer stays active, and that's fine, but don't let them vanish quietly. A simple "we miss you" series with an incentive can bring him back. It's the digital version of dusting off that project car in the garage and giving it a fresh start. And let's look at the numbers. Lethal Performance improved their email automation strategy, including welcome flows, post-purchase, and win-back, and saw a 20% increase in revenue year over year. That's the power of automation. Money rolling in while you sleep without hiring an army of marketers. And look, automation isn't about spamming your list. It's about building trust and being useful. If you overdo it, you're not automation. You're that annoying guy who won't leave the parts count. So keep it tight and keep it relevant. Now, since you've got the workflows humming in the background, turning buyers into repeat customers, but how do you know if it's working? You don't want vanity metric, you want proof. That's what we're covering next, the retention KPIs that actually matter. Here's where most brands mess it up. They obsess over ROAS like it's the holy grail, but ROAS only tells you what happened at the ad level. Retention marketing lives in a different scorecard. If you only watch ROAS, you're measuring the wrong game. Let's start with number 1, Repeat purchase rate. This is the first number to track. How many of your customers come back for the second order and how quickly? If only 10% ever return, you've got a leaky bucket. If 30 to 40% return, you've got a money printer. Think of it like an e-commerce store's loyal buyers. They're placing just one order, or they coming back every 6 months for filters, pads, and seasonal tires. Number 2, average order value over time. A healthy retention system doesn't just get customers to buy again, it gets them to buy more. Remember, repeat buyers spend 67% more per order by year 2 and 3 than the first-time buyers. So, if your AOV isn't trending up with repeat customers, you are missing upsell opportunities. It's like customer ordering brake pads and also adding rotors, fluid, and an air filter to the same cart. That's how you maximize the order. Number 3, revenue from email and SMS versus acquisition channels. Here's the stat that separates the amateurs from the pros. In mature programs, 20 to 30% of revenue should come from email and SMS. And if you're still at 5 to 10%, you're underusing your owned channels. That's like owning a fully stocked toolbox and only using a flathead screwdriver for everything. Sure, it works, but you're leaving efficiency and profit on the floor. Number 4, revenue from new versus repeat buy. Finally, look at the revenue split. New customers should be fueling growth, but repeat customers should be covering your overhead. If 90% of your revenue is from new customers, you are too dependent on ads. 40 to 50% comes from repeat buyers. You've built resilience. That's what investors call predictable revenue. And that's what multiplies the value of your business. Now, bottom line is, don't get blinded by vanity metrics like open rates or ROAS screenshots. Measure the stuff that keeps your lights on. Repeat rate, AOV growth, and revenue splits. That's the e-commerce checklist for retention, the one that tells you if your customers are coming back and spending more. So now you know how to measure success in retention marketing. Not fluffy dashboards, but in numbers that actually matter. And since this is the final part of our series, let's wrap it up and talk about where you should go from here. And that's it. This wraps up 5 of our How to Sell More Auto Parts Online series. We've gone from paid channels like Google, Bing, and Meta to organic, to marketplaces, and finally to email and SMS, the own channels that keep your business alive when ad costs spike. And if there's one thing to take away from this whole series is this: profitable growth isn't about chasing strangers. It's about keeping the customers you've already worked so hard to win. Retention turns one-time buyers into repeat customers. It lowers your marketing costs, increases your margins, and makes your business more valuable. That's not just marketing, it's survival. And here's the kicker. If you're running a $2 million auto parts store, weak retention can mean you're leaving $500,000 or more sitting on the table. The revenue is already in your customer list. You just have to unlock it. If you haven't watched the other videos in the series, check out the full playlist in the description. Each part builds on the last, and together they give you the playbook for selling more auto parts online. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway from this series. Which tactic or strategy are you going to test first? I read every single one, so please sure to post one. If you found this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps to reach more people in the auto parts space, and it keeps you in the loop when we drop new strategy. And if you're an auto parts e-commerce store that feels stuck and you're ready to uncover the hidden profits in your marketing, click the discovery call in the description. And let's talk. We'll look into your analytics, your ad spend, your product data, and we'll show you where you're leaving money on the table. I've seen this game plan add 6 to even 7 figures in revenue for auto parts brand. There's no reason it can't do the same thing for you. So this has been Parts and Profits series on how to sell more auto parts online. I hope it gave you the clarity and the confidence to grow not just bigger, but smarter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.